We didn't know how long this would last when we became aware of the distress, nor did we completely understand what we had in front of us, be it a kidnapping, rescue, recovery, protracted hostile engagement, or any or all of the above. But what we did know quite early on was that this was a hostile action. This was no demonstration gone terribly awry. To the point of what happened, the facts led to the conclusion of a terrorist attack.
He says they knew right away.
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, this notion that a peaceful protest erupted and turned into something else was wrong. And we got that wrong, the intelligence community got that wrong, and that's been corrected.
Here's a guy who was watching real-time monitoring. He's the head of intelligence for AFRICOM.
Sure.
He is watching real-time, sending this up the chain. He says this.
If you think you can divine the motives of an attacker via a drone feed, I think that's a bit of a stretch. Now, what I'd say is...
People on the ground testified that they knew where the ambassador was, that they were very military in their precision.
I remember...
It was not guys that were coming to protest. They had mortars and heavy weapons.
Brett, a couple things. One, I was in the Situation Room that night, okay, and we didn't know where the ambassador was definitively. In fact,
was the president in the Situation Room?
No, and the fact that your network at one time reported that he watched video feed of the attack as it was ongoing is part of what I think has been
let me get to the bottom of it.
Inaccurate.
Where was the president?
In the White House. Let me finish my initial statement. Okay, the notion that we could, divine motives from a drone feed, I think, is wrong. And I also think that this idea that the military had the capability to rescue those individuals but chose not to, I think is extremely unfair to the military, and Admiral Mullen said basically the opposite.
In the ARB report.
Yeah.
Where was the president?
In the White House.
He wasn't in the Situation Room.
At what point in the evening? I mean, he was constantly...
Any point in the evening.
It's well known that when the attack was first briefed to him, it was in the Oval Office, and he was updated constantly. And during that briefing, he told Tom Donilon and his Joint Chiefs and his SecDef to begin moving all military assets into the region.
So then when Hillary Clinton talks to him by phone at 10 p.m., he's where?
I don't know. I don't have a tracking device on him in the residence.
But you were in the Situation Room and he wasn't there.
Yes, I was in the White House.
And the president was not in the Situation Room?
Not in the room I was in.
Okay. And soon after the phone call that Hillary Clinton... You don't have to be in a Situation Room to monitor and tell the situation. The PDB is in the Oval Office. We've never heard where the president was, and no one has said. Hillary Clinton calls the president at 10 p.m., and then soon after that we get this statement blaming the video. And do you know, again, where that came from?
Same answer as a minute ago. I do not know what the specific language for the State Department statement came from.
Tommy, I really appreciate your time. I want to end it with this, the politics. You talked about the politics on another network. We took some of that. We played it for